10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3,
2,
1.
0.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another beautiful day here in the Dash League world. I'm Kastle. I'm currently in the booth with Speed from Hush. We're going to bring you an exciting match today. Today's teams, HAXX versus Fire. Actually, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. You aren't... I don't have my Discord set up. Hold on one second. They can't hear you. Try again.
Oh,
there we go.
hello.
All
Hello,
right, we'll
Dash
do the
League.
introductions again in the booth. Once again, I'm with Speed from Hush. I'm Kastle.
Hello, Dash League. All right, let's see these lineups. So for Fire, we have at the moment Gilliarfer, Sharkhead, Cryon. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but and Airwolf. For HAXX, we have Vanguard, Lally Alley, Tom, and Rocky James for the moment. Looks like both teams are waiting for their fifth player.
And I mean, right off the top of my head, both teams bringing out a top lineup today. We're looking at some of the stats and previous matches from both these teams. This is not the first time these teams have gone against each other. As a matter of fact, I think this is a second matchup for them, revenge match. And then previously, it was Fire that took it, a 2-1 on a Canyon and Corey. Both teams went to 100%. Fire taking the Canyon, HAXX taking the Quarry, and then between the two, or I think it was a single CP, Fire ended up winning. Which was, yeah, oh, I remember that match, because I remember it being really backwards from what I expected. Typically, you would see the domination team, they would also dominate in the stadium as well. It's a very similar type of mechanic, control the area, push the buttons. But no, Fire brought it back with a 100-point deficit, taking the final. So,
Wow, that's really big.
it is. And for predictions for this one, yeah, I mean, the maps are completely different. We're going to be playing, I want to say, all Amsterdam this time. I honestly don't know who's going to take this. Both teams, in my opinion, very similar in skill and very experienced. Both teams have been around multiple seasons. A lot of their players are veterans. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, but who knows, maybe there will be a coin flip. Maybe HAXX will take this match, but we will see what team comes out to the top for this match.
Yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of RNG with, you know, who's on it that day, you know, who's feeling it. Whose shots are landing, your dashes are going, you feel the adrenaline, you know, you got that flow state going on. That definitely plays a big part into, you know, individual performance, and sometimes even, well, actually consistently, team performance. Some teams could play on a completely different tier from one day to the other.
Yeah, it just happens. Some people are not having their greatest day for one day, and then the next day they're just popping off. All that adrenaline and all that like energy is just pumping out, putting a good performance. But we shall see in this match.
Your answers will be put to rest today, chat.
Dun dun dun. Oh, looks like Fire already got their fifth player, Eventide. Looks like Fire has their whole lineup. Still waiting for that fifth player on HAXX.
And I guess as a reminder, new rules state this season, you are not allowed to... Oh! And there comes Big Boy, replacing Bot Matthias. All right, we've got 5v5. Waiting for both teams to get ready. We'll get this thing started. Maps for today: Launchpad and Volcano. This is the second cycle with the Volcano. And then, of course, everyone knows Launchpad at this point, or hopefully should.
Yeah, a lot of people prefer Launchpad. Like it's very like the meta is very known in this map, so everybody has like their like idea of what they should be doing or what like their strategy is, because Launchpad is so well known and has been played multiple times. And I think it's the community's favorite map for payload,
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong.
consistently. When there's a lot of discussion in the community about what is the favorite map. I think consistently, more often than not, Launchpad comes out on top. Then it's usually followed by something like Canyon or Waterway. I feel like those two can swap, and then every other map follows suit. Launchpad's one. I wasn't around when the first maps came out, but it was one of the first maps that was released. And yeah, I do remember when it was not this really awesome looking skin. It was was it orange? I think it was orange. I remember playing back in the day when it was just orange blocks. So I remember the reskin coming along. I was like, holy cow. And my mind was blown. I can never go back. Can never go back.
Yeah.
But the great thing about Launchpad is that there's so many different types of playstyles. It is very close quarter combat. But you've got long sight lines, especially pre-checkpoint. You got at least 2 decent long sight lines. So if you aren't great at close quarter combat, you can kind of negate some of that weakness and make it more of a strength. There's great spots for rocket play in both pre and post checkpoint. Plenty of dash pickups, so there's plenty of mobility. And yeah, it's just a very strong map in general. There are a few bottlenecks and a few decent hold positions. Plenty of flanks.
Definitely.
It's just a great map.
Yeah, especially that. I mean, it really depends on what team is gonna hold the other team on the checkpoint there, because it can be really difficult if the other team gets like a really good hold on you, especially if their rockets are very skilled.
Oh yeah, rockets are so huge. And I feel like the rocket meta has gotten so standardized these days. Both teams should know at this point what they need to do to take care of rockets, or take that flank or rush main towards that rocket. And then rockets can be played passively or aggressively. It's just great.
Yeah.
And speaking of rockets, we've got excellent rocketeers from both these teams, so we're going to be seeing some strategic play. Guess they're waiting for the thumbs up. One thing I've been surprised about lately is how consistently, just in the past couple seasons, teams have been making checkpoint. Teams have gotten really good on the blue side. I remember when I started out, checkpoints were pretty common. Anyways, let's get the show on the road speed. HAXX versus Fire.
Let this match begin.
Ooh, and one thing to point out is Arthur, he just updated this mod in Hyperdash, and we've got numbers now on the mini-map. Hopefully it'll be easier to follow the action. Shoutouts to Arthur for the awesome additions, consistently updating his mod.
Shout out to him indeed.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, let this match begin. We can see that Fire is already set up in their alley. Quickly gets flanked by Rocky James, but gets taken out really quickly. Looks like Tom got a pick on Arthur. Gets taken out by Sharkhead. See that he's taking a fight by Big Boy and takes that pick. Goes for the car, but oh my goodness, there's 3 people on car.
Oh my gosh. Well, they're really pushing that objective then, and they did it.
Yeah. They aren't playing around. But we can see people like Airwolf, who just quickly and swiftly takes out that card. And he's just managing that dash in the alley. You can see that he's flanking around, the card gets a pick. But we can see Lally Ali with his amazing movement on card.
That was
takes
some
out
awesome
Airwolf.
card movement. Really saved his life. And really, every second you can get on card, you need to take. And man, this card has not stopped. For a while there, they had some decent board presence in SMG Bridge. Lost it now, but it did set Fire back a little bit. It's going to continue to serve them well on this early pre-checkpoint push.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what happens. Arthur gets a pick on Big Boy. Flanks the car, but gets taken out by Tom. amazing hole. I mean, not amazing hole, but you can see that HAXX is getting that movement. Looks like rockets are being set up by fire. Let's see what Tom does. He goes through the shield room. Oh, see somebody. Tries to get a pick. Looks like fire is just swarming that cart, making sure that it doesn't move.
Yeah, cart's definitely slowed down at this point. Fire already set up with rockets, and they have complete control over this SMG area. HAXX really need to start to those disruptors. Get some forward presence, otherwise this cart is really going to slow down.
And I think Rocky James just took out the rockets, but it looks like there's another set there ready to take down cart. You can see now that Tom is, I think, he was trying to go on flank, but I think there was a call out where that cart was down. But we can see people like Vanguard who are just immediately there on the cart, moving that swiftly through the SMG bridge, as you need to get that cart out of there because it's the most annoying spot for the cart to be, because you have these many openings from like the flank and the rocket pick up over there by the bridge.
Huge push now from HAXX. They completely made it around the bend, and they were about 15 seconds ahead of pace already, but already under the SMG bridge with only about 6% left to go. They have so much time to make this checkpoint. I think a checkpoint is more than likely. And there's no sign of stopping. Holy cow.
Yeah. You can see HAXX making really good time here, but Fire fighting for their life on the cart.
And that's it.
Yeah,
that's a checkpoint. That's a 3-minute checkpoint. That's a huge point deficit. I think realistically 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 4 minutes, that's the type of like best push possible. And they got in 3 minutes, already pushed up towards triangle. HAXX totally taking over this part of the map.
Yeah, good job by Rocky James getting those 2 picks. Really gonna slow HAXX, or not HAXX, Fire down. Look at him just getting all those picks.
This is such a good position. I'm really surprised Fire didn't communicate his position better. He's just beating off of them right now. Finally taken down by Chiron, but HAXX fully set up in triangle, stolen at least 2-3 cycles of dash pickups. HAXX need to really set up position to get back into this.
Alright, let's see what Fire's gonna plan. Looks like Chiron gets 2 picks, but gets taken out. Looks like the card has been taken out as well. See that the rockets are set up by Fire. And it's moving now. You can see somebody's going for the shield rail. Oh, there was a double stack for a brief moment, but it gets quickly taken out by the rockets. Amazing rocket plays, amazing.
I think in dual heavies, they had both rockets and shocks up to really stop the cart there in the tracks, but HAXX Disruptor starting to push up, clear out the area. Fire doing a really good job of holding down SMG bridge so far.
Yeah, the HAXX Disruptors just clearly wiped them out.
Little sure caster's curse there. I should not comment. Just don't comment on it. Oh!
Oh!
With the 3K with the shocks. Holy cow. Getting work done with one single shock.
Amazing.
And he's still alive.
Amazing play right there. Good job.
Finally taken down, but not before just causing absolute mayhem with Chiron.
Alright. We can see Rocky James now again with this notable gameplay, taking out everybody, but gets taken out by Gelly Arthur. Going for the cart now, gets a pick, but gets taken out. That cart is still moving. Fire really needs to get that momentum back. Otherwise, there's gonna be a 100% in no time, with 6 minutes remaining.
And really, it's resource management. HAXX has been controlling all the resources in this area. Pickup, the dash pickup, the health. And it's just really been... Fire's been starved for those. And it's really coming back to bite them right now.
Indeed. You can see that Fire is starting to try to get some of that momentum back, making sure that they're having at least a difficult time trying to get back to that cart. But I think the car has been stopped now. So, oh, never mind, it's moving now. People are fighting on it. 2 fire members nearby the cart. Oh, somebody flanked them behind.
D planks finally going down. Still 3 fire alive. I like the offensive rockets here on
Yeah.
HAXX side. And the great thing about this is Fire is such a heavy dependent team. You just saw from the rocket and shock play, taking those resources from them, that really handicaps their defense.
Yeah. It's
wonder
really
if that
important
is
that
Yeah,
yeah,
go for
there's rocket. But anyway, we can see. Oh, that! Oh my gosh, that pick with the rockets.
Oh!
Oh, oh no!
I was about to say that is a risky place to stand, Sharkhead, and he paid for it. A brutal death from the cart itself. Ran right on top of him.
Yeah, unfortunate.
He does get the pick though, extending his life here in the shotgun hall.
Oh, seeing somebody. The cart's moving, I think, for a brief second there. Sharkhead seems a little bit lost in that 1v1 fight, but he does take the pick.
Finds his plays, gets the pick, and comes back. Gets set up on those double SMGs. Oh, no, he's a little miscommunication error. He'll go ahead and take both.
I'm not sure, is Fire a EU player-based team? I'm
Yes.
not sure.
Yeah, I think both teams are EU. That's why they're playing on Amsterdam today.
Right, I see. Alright, where is HAXX? What's happening? They
Looks like
haven't
a
been
big
able-
group up from Triangle here. 5 from Triangle. And here comes the push.
Oh, they're coming. Gets a pick already. Rocky James taken out. And I think that was, yep, that's a
And that was a
team wipe.
brilliant defense on Fire. Completely shut down. And they're sending people already into Triangle to disrupt the next group up.
Yeah, gets the pick on Sharkhead. Gets that brief heart movement there, but we can see an offensive rocket. I think that was an offensive rocket on the rocket bridge.
Big fight in Triangle. HAXX winning those fights. Let's see if they can make something out of this push.
Right. Let's see. Oh, and I think they got cleared again. Fire's
Still one in the alley. Rocky James taking out Galley Arthur in the alley. Airwolf's got to be careful of this flank coming in the alley there. Oh, it looks like they did. Yeah, Eventide take care of that. So even though Fire's not really being super successful in the Triangle room, they're still shutting down a lot of the pushes. However, it's still consistent movement on every single push from HAXX with about 3 minutes left remaining and already almost around the bends. I think these teams will be fighting for that 100%.
Yeah, especially whenever the car gets around that bend, it's gonna be way harder for Fire to get that cart pick, because the shield on the cart blocks the entrance of the red spawn, so you won't be able to shoot the cart directly or as easily as you should be.
Takes at least 3 dashes to get around the cart. I have tried experimenting with the ricochets, but it's just so hard to get that consistently.
Yeah.
Almost not even worth it. Plus, at that point, you're dealing with a spawn lock. Hot shots right on the rail there. Nice move by Galley Arthur. Taking out Tom. Fire once again set up, but still 2 minutes remaining. HAXX with full Triangle control at this point.
At this point, I feel like Fire should have at least 2 players pushed up here, so that HAXX doesn't have that control of the triangle, because they have to dash, and that's a resource that you really need.
Absolutely. I think they have been trying to send some feelers out there towards Triangle, but they just haven't been winning those Triangle fights.
Nice movement by Sharkhead, really low. But there's like 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining for HAXX to get this 100%. It's doable, but with Fire's defense, from what we see, is really solid. So we will see what happens. But it looks like there's a group up going right now for HAXX.
They are all over Fire's base here.
Yeah. Looks like offensive rocket. Oh,
We'll go
2
down.
pick. Oh, that was a 4K by Vanguard.
Vanguard going crazy.
Indeed.
And they got some pretty decent movement. A minute left remaining. Just under 4% left to get to that 100%. HAXX just need a couple more pushes to get this through. We'll see if Fire can hold them off.
You can see that they're already grouped up here. They're ready to push it out. Vanguard with his offensive rockets. Nobody's on car. Oh. Oh, come on. Let's see. Fire trying their best to hold HAXX down. 19 seconds remaining.
At this point, Fire should push up a little bit, send one person up, really destroy that group up if possible. An early push by Lally Alley alone, not a good idea. The rest of the team limited to whoever they have in the area here.
3, 2,
One last
Second.
possible for an overtime. Overtime goes down, and they lose the overtime, and they don't get the 100. But still, 98% on the blue side push is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah,
Fire
that's
doing
not
well,
bad.
however, to hold down despite the lack of triangle presence. Right now, on top of the scoreboard, we've got Gally Arthur 32-31, nearing 4,000. Top Fraggin, Sharkhead. And for HAXX, Tom 38-22, with Rocky James leading the score. On the map, too, as well.
Yeah. Good job for Gally Arthur and Rocky James for top scoring. But we shall see what HAXX's defense is like, as Fire will be pushing the cart now.
1, go.
Looks like shocks are already set up, and let the games begin. So far, looks like cart has been hit down, but it's immediately replaced. Big Boy gets, I think, 2 picks here. Yep, he does get 2 picks here.
Strong HAXX defense. I don't think a single HAXX player has died yet. Oh, Big Boy goes down. But still, presence full of HAXX at this point. Cart really in serious danger here.
Yeah, it's not as consistent of a move HAXX did at the start. It's a bit slower here. You can see players like Lally Alley still set up in the house. Really dangerous. So it
Some
does get
players
taken
here.
out.
Blast on rockets in that Staples room, and they go down. HAXX now with a big push opportunity. They need to get forward presence, get to that SMG bridge quickly.
Wow, that shot by Gally Arthur was really nice.
Yeah, I stumbled over my words for a second just to kind of admire that first shot of accuracy. Thing of beauty.
Oh, wasn't quite able to dash there, but oh, looks like HAXX is preparing to push in. Big Boy gets the pick on Gally Arthur. Big Boy gets another pick. Yep, he does. Does he take down cart? Yeah, he does, but quickly gets replaced by Gally Arthur. But the rockets are already set up on get on the cart. Oh, not to eliminate the cart. It looks like HAXX already has a player pushed up into their base. Vanguard with the upside down shield. Actually, why is it that the upside down shield is way more effective than the normal, like,
It's because
shield?
the hitbox for your head is smaller than, say, the rest
is
of your
that why?
body. Yes, and it's easier to see around the shield, because if you invert it, the smaller part of the shield ends up being the top. So now the payoff there is it's a little bit harder to kind of use the shield effectively. So I know I've had discussions about it in the past. I do like the inverted shield, but I don't find myself using it as much. I think typically just a nice little tilt on the shield when you hold it is more than enough to get the coverage and the versatility you need.
I see. Well, HAXX got their defenses and rockets up. Carts move, but it goes down. Many trades from what I see, many trades. Looks like the rockets are pushing up. That's not something that you see quite often. Normally you would see the rockets play very passively around here. Playing around teammates, making sure that they're safe. But
You're
like
absolutely
you
right.
said, there's a lot of versatility here, so
HAXX has had so much control of this area. I guess for rockets to even see some action, they need to push up. And you can see offensive rockets. One thing I like to see is a dual rocket setup, a defensive rocket and an aggressive rocket, just to make sure that blue side push can't get any.
I can see why that would be really good.
I think at this point, HAXX was already nearing checkpoint, just a few percent away. So Fire really struggling on their own defense.
Yeah, thanks to the struggle. We can see players like Eventide who hopped off cart for a little moment. Even that little bit of cart movement is really important just for a few seconds. We shall see if Fire does make the checkpoint, but we can see Rocky James flanking behind the cart. Does go down to Airwolf, but Rockets are just there ready to get that cart down.
Absolutely raining down on that cart. Cart sees some movement here. Middle of 2 minutes. Still plenty of time to get that checkpoint.
Yeah, indeed, still plenty of time, but with HAXX's defense, it's kind of hard to get that for checkpoint.
I'm loving the cart
see.
focus from both teams. We're seeing all the bodies on cart right now.
Yeah. You see that Fire, I think, just grouped up right now, taking the picks, getting on cart. But I don't see Rockets.
Oh man, Fire with deep disruptors, and we're seeing a huge push. And it's looking likely it's going to get a checkpoint, and it is!
And it's a
Fire
checkpoint!
with the checkpoint. And they really made up. They really made up for that early, weak-sided push. That post, or that late free checkpoint was amazing. Disruptors, hard focus. Gotta really have to give props to Fire for that push there.
Indeed, props to the Fire's disruptors getting that pick on the Rockets there. Huge target.
Hopefully they call out the flank from behind. Oh, but they just shrug it off. Big Boy going down easily to the 2 cart riders. And Fire putting space forward, really going for that shotgun and triangle positioning. This is going to be a big push for them for the next couple minutes.
Yeah, indeed. See if HAXX is just making it out of their spawn, already being attacked by Fire's disruptors. See if Rockets are already set up here on the shock bridge. Somebody came in the shield. Does taken out, but Sharkhead quickly gets the pick on Tom there and Rocky James. But that cart is still moving and double stacking quite frequently from what I see. 6 minutes. Now with HAXX's pace, they were more ahead here, but I feel like HAXX's disruptors are taking a really good job of making sure that HAXX's members don't get the cart and getting that cart. But looks like they got Rockets ready, but taken out quickly.
And those Rockets have been really a strong point for HAXX right now. I think I've seen at least 3 or 4 complete cart clears from Rockets alone.
Yeah, but car's still moving, double stacking, like I said, very subtly, but just enough just to catch up with HAXX's pace. But we can see that they just got a whole lot of control here, but HAXX quickly regaining that control as Malayali or Tom gets those picks on the cart. But just Rocky James and HAXX's team coordination just make sure that that cart goes down.
Finally, defensive clear on HAXX's part, clearing of all Fire players. Fire now not really grouping up. They're doing a kind of a trickle aggressive push straight into triangle. Rocky James looking for the cheeky position from this top rail position. Let's see if he can get a pick here. Well, nothing comes to bait yet. You'll have to pop out of there.
Oh, he got taken out.
Huge shots on cart, unable to get the kill.
It's like Fire got control again. Car's moving. Looks like somebody's in the alley. Good job by Fire getting those picks, making sure that that cart still goes.
Yeah, this cart has been absolutely rolling with 4 minutes already at the 86%. I think Fire might have a chance to get to that 98% spot. They can continue this momentum and really maintain control. They have a chance. It's a slim one, but they have a chance.
Indeed, they do have a chance. But it looks like Fire is grouping up here. We can see Sharkhead and Airwolf and Eventide and Galliarfer setting up here a group up in the shotgun room. Looks like HAXX already knows this. Tries to intervene. Double shocks. Gets a pick. Almost kills himself. Does get taken out by Lally quickly by Galliarf, and then following up with Vanguard with double shotguns.
And that is the strength of the 86% hold. It's multiple angles. Sometimes it takes a few pushes just to get past the 86%.
Yeah. Just because of that spawn advantage that HAXX has, it's way harder for Fire now to get that card push in. Especially if it's really far away now, so it's not as close as it was where it was from Triangle.
I still think the biggest difference between the two at this point, though, is that we've seen a red body in the triangle room every single time. Fire not really grouping up in the triangle, but rather in the shotgun or even at their spawn. It's really slowing them. Now, as I say it, though, big cart push here. Moving into the 90s now. No, still 86, but Rocky James looking to push up.
Oh, gets taken out by Airwolf.
Nice reaction. Take out Rocky on the main rail.
Yeah. Looks like Fire has a group up now, from what I can see on the minimap. Getting ready, getting that cart push. Looks like one of their members just got taken out. And let's see this group up. That gets another pick there. Another Fire member. Looks like the trucks have been taken out by Lally, but Vanguard just mowing the main rail with SMGs.
Rolling down the sideline. Thing of beauty.
Yeah, SMGs have been quite strong for the past quite some time. They're just really good at moving specific sight lines like main rail and just revere for the bunker. Looks like they're getting flanked. Fire. But
however, some disruptors slowing it down. This push looking more like a trickle, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think it was the single HAXX player that pushed up that really messed up that push. We're not gonna see. Yeah, we're not gonna see too much of a push based off of that. I think they got less than 0.2% from that push. Once again, another shotgun flank. Shotgun group up from Fire.
1 minute remaining.
Let's see. Looks like there 4 of them are already pushing. There's one flanking, I think, around their base with the spawn. But
oh my gosh, Vanguard.
A lot of fighting around the cart. Good job to both teams having that cart focus, but I don't think it's enough just for Fire to get that 98% or more.
Yeah. They'll be lucky if they even get to 90%. 30 seconds remaining. They have time for about one more and then an overtime push. Let's see what they can get.
Relatively, Fire did do a good job, so they are saving a lot of MMR before getting that checkpoint. But 10 seconds remaining for Fire to get this push. 6 seconds. It's like the Fire's fighting for their life on that card.
And a nice overtime. That looks like only one Fire, and they are all cleared.
And
the
HAXX
win
take the game.
Goes to HAXX.
Well done, HAXX and Fire. Great performances.
Looking at the scoreboard right now, Tom still on the top. 9,000 points with 72.47. However, top frags goes to Rocky James, 75.57. A lot of cart pushing from their sub team though. Big boy Lally especially, lots of pushing. And we already saw Vanguard. It's SMGs and streaks. Galley Arthur on top, 66.65. However, closely followed by Sharkhead, top frag in 69-60. Cart pusher going to Eventide, high run. All right, well, congratulations to HAXX on that win for this first map. We'll be going over to Volcano now and see what they can bring. But yeah, interesting. This is flipped from last time. The last time Fire won the Canyon. It's close as it was this time, but they won that Canyon. Things are flipped, and today HAXX take it. I will say notably, Fire is missing a key component of their lineup. They don't have White Wolf today, or Lucas. two really strong players for them. Could be a contributing factor to why they seem to be struggling a little bit more than last time. But we are seeing a couple players drop out. They may be readjusting the lineup depending on team availability, and we'll see who they can bring in and see if they can change things up for them.
Now let's talk about Volcano. Let's see, what do we know about Volcano?
Oh, Volcano, newest of the domination maps introduced just this season. We've had one cycle previously of volcanoes. This is the second cycle. I think the meta is starting to be established. People starting to get their positions, you know. Although I've seen it varying a lot, just from what I can think of. Typically, we see 1 to 2 people go straight to B. We are seeing more people flank straight to the opposite team's base. You know, coming out of that spawn, you've got that left flank towards your opponent's base, and using that dash pickup, you could realistically get to that their dash at their button just as fast as the other team. So that's a huge priority on the early push. It's almost like a jousting match. Both teams going to see who can get to their own dash pickup at their button. We'll see if the teams utilize that at this point. I think
I can see that.
a big mistake on the early pushes here is to play a really passive early push, because you need control. You really need control.
Yeah, control on the Volcano map is quite essential here, as you really need to get that B control, as it's the most fastest button to get to. Quite interesting, as this map is very different from the other types of maps like Waterway or Quarry. Typically, the first button that is closer to you is the like your spawn button, but for this case, Volcano, the closest button to you is like B. So
I think it's actually very similar. I'm trying to think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think realistically it'd take about 4 dashes to get to B. And your own button, 1, 2, 3. So actually your button is still half a dash, maybe. Well, actually that does make sense. It's about the same number of dashes for both. If you take a certain route towards your own button. Which is still a dash or two further than Waterway or Quarry. And that alone plays a huge part.
yeah, but I want to see if this match are gonna have any players using the armor. The armor is I think very unused or underestimated, as it's a really powerful pickup you could use for button holding or just general fighting, as
Absolutely.
it gives you another layer of protection.
Yeah, and we have seen a few instances of a nice use of that armor to really hold down B. Sometimes B being the last button for that team. Alright, we do get 2 subs on Fireside. Gadget Man, TK, and Tenacious Dave coming in. We'll see what they'll bring in their expertise for this Volcano and see what they've got. I don't see any substitutions on HAXX's side. They are going to be rolling with the lineup they had for that launch pad.
I'm going to say Tom is a very strong player that HAXX has picked up, because he has been on very well-known teams from what I know, Most and Other. So great pickup for HAXX there, and Big Boy J. For Fire, what I know is Tenacious Dave is a really great player overall, just has good aim, good movement, good objective focus. However, I do not know a lot about Gadget Man. I haven't seen him play quite a lot, or just I've very rarely seen them play.
Yeah,
So
Gadget Man's been in this league since season 2. Been around a long time. I don't think he's been as active this season specifically, but he played a lot season 5 primary roster. He's an OG Fire player. From what I can remember, he uses a lot of specialty weapons, which is kind of interesting. They're going to bring him in for this Volcano, and I don't know how useful specialty weapons are here. I know there are SMGs. You know, yeah. I don't think this map has been played enough to really develop a meta with those specialty weapons, as you might see with a waterway or you might see with a quarry. But I mean, if any team's gonna pioneer that avenue, it'd be fire.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that I think this is one fact that the only domination map that has all the pickups in the game, I think, is Volcano. Because from what I remember, it does have SMGs, snipers, rockets, shocks, and shields, and the armor pickup. Like that's like 6 options you could have. So there's a lot. There could be a lot of diversity here.
I mean, I have to take your word on that. I don't know Volcano enough to say, and which is funny because I actually made a call-out map with all the weapons listed. Volcano is just so complicated. I feel like the meta is gonna head towards, and this is just to get estimation, but I feel like it's gonna head towards a shock-based, because in that B area, even around your own and your opponent's button, shocks could play a huge role on this map. There's only so many places you can stand to get a decent position towards the counter at B. Well, yeah, there's the next to the button, and then there's those towers on each side of the button.
Yeah,
Verticality.
I mean,
that's really a new element on B for sure.
from what I know, there's such thing as whenever you're falling, there's that little bit of peekers giving you that a little bit of advantage whenever you're falling down. So we'll see what team uses that well, I do not know what to say. I think it's a mechanic or just an advantage overall, as whenever you're falling, your hitbox isn't as accurate as it's usually whenever you're falling. Gives you that little bit of advantage, but it looks like the match is starting now, so we shall see who takes the
Match
volcano.
starts in 3,
Get eyes on Lally Alley first.
1, go.
I can see that they are taking the shield route, but already one of Fire's members in HAXX base. Countdown for HAXX. Looks like HAXX has sent 2 players at their own button, and I think there's just one standing at their button from what I can see. Lally Alley
Red takes B.
and Vanguard
Blue
pushing
takes
up.
B.
Looks like he's going for the tunnel or not. Not sure what he's currently thinking, but looks like there's a Fire member here at their button. Tenacious Dave. Countdown for Fire. Quickly gets countered at A.
Blue team score countered.
Countdown for Fire again. Gets the counter at B. A lot of countdowns and counters here, from what I can see. Is this gonna be it? No, Vanguard gets the counter.
Just to hold that button. Get down, there you go. Tenacious Dave locking down HAXX's button. And that's the first point. And they really had HAXX on the ropes that entire time. And you can tell they've already pre-planned their routes.
Match starts in
I think what HAXX
they-
need to do is they need to be a little bit more aggressive. Sticking around their base a little bit too long. Gonna play right into Fire's tactics here.
Oh, we can see Tom already at their base, but gets taken out by Tenacious Dave. Already at B. Oh, but there's the shock and SMG combo.
I already mentioned that shocks. Fire already putting it to really good use. Seeing right off the bat, Chiron, Gatchman, always a shock. But a HAXX countdown. Is this gonna be a deep hold on B? Whoa! And they come back with their own button hold. Wow! They flipped the switch. HAXX come. Oh, I think that was less than a minute. Wow.
Wow, that was impressive.
So just 2 minutes now into this map, and already a 1-1 point scored for both these teams. We have a fight here, folks.
We do have a fight indeed. I feel like these 2 teams are evenly matched in skill. From what I see, even though they have the HAXX has some really experienced players, Fire is still making their way and just, you know, making that at least
Red
HAXX
takes B.
has some trouble getting
Blue
those
takes B.
countdowns and counters and just general score. But from what I can see, Chiron pushing up into their base. 2 team members of HAXX are already there. Gadget Man gets taken out.
A nice try from Fire push into HAXX's base, but HAXX completely shut that push down. Now with deep control at B, one player at Fire's base. I'm not sure where that number 5 player was going. He had control of Fire's base, gave it up. Fire now gonna be looking to wipe him out.
You already see those shocks.
Red takes C.
Those shocks at B are really deadly, especially whenever you're aspiring on that rail.
Oh! On the mini map, on the mini screen there, Rocket James falling, plunging into the lava. Gotta see one at least every time. We're seeing a dual shock setup here from Fire. Oh, but Vanguard with the SMGs shutting him down. Galliarthur getting the revenge kill. Galliarthur only. Oh, and he gets the counter.
Wow.
How did he do that? He was so low. I don't know how he got it, but man, that was a big clutch play on his part.
Big thinking by Galliarthur. Alright, we can see Fire has control, but oh, coin flip. HAXX has gotten all the buttons for a brief second as Fire regains that control. Galliarthur fighting for his life at HAXX's base. Gets the pick on Vanguard, huge pick. A lot of fights here at HAXX's base. They really need to push up here, because you don't want too many people at your own button, especially because you want control of that B. It's the most high traffic area for all players to be there.
Blue teams countered.
There was a countdown for Fire for a brief second. Gets quickly countered at B. I think it was made by Vanguard.
Red takes A.
Fire still waiting on that countdown at B. Looks like there's a countdown for Fire now. Gets quickly countered by Lally Alley. Gets taken out by Galliarthur. Fire just has. Oh.
Gotta be on at least a 5 kill streak at this point. He's been so slippery, and the number of times that we've seen that damage critical from him. We're seeing some insane play. Here's a Fire countdown. 4 alive for HAXX. Countered at B and at their base. And HAXX now with full control at B. However, Galliarthur's still alive. Does HAXX even have an answer for what he's doing right now in their base?
My goodness.
No, they don't. He's already taken down Lally Alley. He's going for another pick, and he does. It's an insane play, and we're seeing a countdown. But the biggest issue right now is they do not have B control. HAXX consistently have control B. I say leave Galliarthur to keep doing his thing in HAXX's base.
Yeah, Galliarthur.
And he still cannot die. Galliarthur does not die. What is going on right now?
Sole survivor.
Oh, B held. They have it. Only one, and it's a point. Galliarthur, you absolute madman. I have no words. I have no words.
I have no words either. That kill streak was so long.
And it was skill. His placement, just where he went, landing those headshots, landing those charge shots. He earned that kill streak.
He got the armor. Like I said previously, the armor is something. It's like a very valuable resource you should be getting advantage of. Already used it. Galliarthur getting the pick on Rocky James, I think it was, or Lally Alley, but gets taken out by Vanguard. Looks like Vanguard is making his way to B, getting that B button. Not sure if you saw that player, but it looks like Airwolf is below the button with double shocks, waiting for the pickup. Airwolf making his way up, getting the counter. Alright, let's see. Looks like HAXX has only their button at the moment. But we can see the HAXX members are
Blue team
around B
countered.
button, but they didn't press it yet. It
Blue
looks like they
takes
got a
B.
counter. There was a countdown
Red
briefly
takes
for
B.
Fire there.
Countered. Blue takes A.
Another countdown for
Red
Fire,
team
but quickly gets
countered.
countered. There's a countdown for
Blue
HAXX.
takes C.
Looks like Big Boy is just not letting that happen. He's just taking control of B.
Red takes A.
And Big Boy doing well, going 20 and 11, putting the team on his
Blue
shoulders right
takes
now.
B. Red
Yeah,
takes
really
B.
helping. Man.
Red takes B.
Oh, and a narrow dodge. Doesn't
Blue
dodge the
takes
second
B.
shot.
Very unfortunate, but looks like Tenacious Day is taking advantage of that.
Blue countered.
Getting their dash, getting a countdown for his team. And takes their second dash. That's all of their resources gone in 10 seconds.
Countered. Blue takes A. Blue
But there
teams
seems to
countered.
be like a countdown for HAXX and
Red
Fire,
takes
just
C.
coin
Blue
flips
takes
every time.
C. Red takes C.
Yeah, once again, control seems to be
Red takes
iffy at B. I think there's something to be said about really, if you got deep control of B, don't give it up.
Blue team
My goodness,
scores
Tenacious
in
Dave going
3.
crazy for 2K.
Oh,
3K!
and he earns it. Tenacious Dave with the second kill streak of the match, and that's a quick win. 9 minutes going to Fire. We're seeing a flip-flop from last time. Fire now with a 3-1 on the Volcano. Previously,
Yeah, and that was a team wipe also.
it was strong win. Fire will take the domination. This is so flip-flop from last time. HAXX with the launch pad. Fire now with the Volcano. We are going to a stadium and we're going to see who's going to take it for all the marbles and all the prizes. Man,
Yeah,
We got scoreboard?
I'm always... Oh.
almost missed it.
Alright.
We got Tom
Tom.
on top. Yeah, 7,000 points. Big Boy, 20 and 14. Gally Arthur was sitting there at 26. With, I want to say, Tenacious Dave top scoring on his team.
Tenacious Dave was doing a really great performance there, but Galliar for a man. That
Oh.
kill streak.
I want to see that in match highlights in the Discord. That was just a thing of beauty. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Just,
Indeed.
yeah. And I think he was
Well-
looking to go for another one, but Tenacious Dave kind of stole his fire there. See what I did?
Yeah.
But we might be seeing some lineup changes here. Both teams taking off one player. I really don't know who they would be substituting out. Maybe a button-focused primary.
I'm wondering. So many choices. But I am very excited for this control point, man. Control point is such a good map. It really shows who has the most button focus on each team.
Consistently, I have said in the past, and I do somewhat stand by it, the team that typically wins the domination are the team that have the advantage on the control point. You know, they got that button focus, they got those aim. If they're warmed up and on a streak, and more often than not carry over. For this one though, it's a little bit hard to say. These teams tend to flip-flop on their performance between maps. If pattern follows what it did last time, if it follows the pattern, HAXX should be taking this control point. But we'll see what Fire has to do to answer back on that. They do have their Tenacious Dave and Gally Arthur in there. Two strong players right now.
Indeed. But we shall see as HAXX substituted in UK Maddie. Looks like they seem to be a free-to-play player with a level 97. Quite excited to see their performance.
Yeah, UK Maddie was in last time. Looking at the scoreboard though, I'm not really sure. UK Maddie, a newer player this season. They've been putting in the work. Although I will note, seeming to struggle a little bit. We'll see how they perform today. But apart from poor lineup they had from the previous map, I don't think they're struggling too much on players. Primary button pushing will likely go to Braves. Oh no, Braves are Robin not here today. And before that, D9, Rocky James, maybe next to that. Maybe they'll put UK Maddie on button duty today. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Perhaps.
This is a very different lineup. Very different lineup from what they ran with last time.
It could
HAXX
happen.
has recently taken a CP win from Limbo. They rolled with
Oh.
Big Boy and Rocky James Big Boy. Lots of button pushing, so Big Boy probably gonna be on that button today.
Indeed. But still waiting for that fire member. Hopefully they're be coming in soon. We want to see this control point happen. But I am very curious to see who will take this win. But like you said, the team that generally wins domination will also win the control point, as that skill set will carry on. But we shall see if that is true or not.
You know, a person I want to see in Satan Slayer. Where is Satan Slayer today? He is the button mashing monster for fire. Big reason why they won last time. Maybe they're waiting to see her in. I did see her in the comments earlier today. So either maybe she just didn't have the availability. She's watching right now.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna mention. Maybe the reason we are not seeing Bravester Robin or any other players is probably because of the availability.
Yep. You know, on those weekends, sometimes priorities can't always go to Hyperdash. It should go to Hyperdash, but can't always.
I agree with that. Hyperdash in the weekends would be a top priority. I mean, for me at least. But it looks like Gadget Man is back. Looks like Gadget Man will be their main button pusher for a control point.
And they'll be rolling with the same lineup they had. One thing though to note, a big part of their B play was the shock use. So that will not be able to come into play on the stadium. Could potentially use rockets, but I've yet to see rockets used very effectively on CPs. More often than not, you lose a ton of time trying to get those rockets set up. And if you already have someone, say with double SMGs, which I'm pretty sure both these teams will, double SMGs on that left flank, that gamer position, you're already losing time enough from having that long sideline held. So I don't really anticipate rockets being effectively used too much. Maybe SMGs though, yeah, we're gonna see SMGs. We're gonna see a lot of SMGs.
I think we're gonna see maybe Vanguard use the rockets. He has, from what I've seen last payload, he has the ability to use rockets very offensively. So
Yeah,
maybe he'll be able to use them effectively here.
But I mean, the question is, should he though? Maybe he uses them, but should he? He takes, I would say, out of off the route towards button. It's 3 dashes. That's a whole 5 to 10 seconds of non-button focus. You're not even in the action for that time, and that's for 1 rocket pickup. You get 2, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it unless you can get a lot of picks off around that button. But with the time the small amount of time it takes to respawn and get back to button.
It depends who has the most momentum in the match.
True. Whoever has control, that is a fair point.
Well, let this match begin! Fire versus HAXX on control point.
1, go.
See Vanguard taking the top lane,
Blue team
or
has
taking
captured
the
the
rail,
control
not really
point.
sure.
Red
Making his
team
way to the button. Looks like Fire already has the lead by 5 seconds. HAXX only has 1 second on the button. Quickly regaining it. It looks like you were right, those SMGs are going to be in the control point. The SMGs are very very good on this map, especially as the people around button who are playing around button, making those taking those fights, are really gonna be damaged by the SMGs, making them really low and just unable to get the button again. but
This is really
looks
the
like-
first time you're seeing a lot of HAXX even around the button. They spent a lot of time trying to just clear out the fire players. Fire already with 10-point deficit. It was almost 15, almost 20 at one point. HAXX still in this. A little bit of a slow start for them.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time for a setup to be like in a really good hole, but we shall see as Fire hits their 40-second mark. Really are playing around the button, dodging, weaving those bullets. I want to say that Fire has a really good lead here at the moment. HAXX is making their way and catching up as fast as they can, but it's like Tom is getting that flank. Picking out the SMGs. There goes Geliarfer.
Not only getting that flank, really shut it down. Deficit cut down to only about 15. HAXX still coming back in. And it looks like they do have their positions and routes set. And if Tom keeps playing the way he is, huge kill streak by Tom. The HAXX are well in the range to take this back. And Tom's all over the map.
Oh, looks like the Fire had a flanker, but gets quickly taken out by Tom. Madman.
Tom right now 13 and 3, completely holding down this right side flank for his team, and even getting back to button. This is the type of gameplay I love to see, when a person can hold a flank and still do some button play.
Hey, look at those SMGs mowing down the button pushers. Must be really low by now. See UK Maddie playing around the button, getting those button presses.
Lead now actually in HAXX's favor. They really brought it back. Blue struggling to regain control.
Yeah. Looks like the Rocky James got his SMGs. Gets 2 picks. Could be a third pick. We shall see. He's really low at the moment. I wouldn't be risking if I was there. He does get pick on Tenacious Dave. Looks like he got the dash pick up from what I can see.
He's getting a lot of work done. A lot. Geliarfer, important pick, low, but gets the button and those SMGs.
The stream was a bit laggy, so I couldn't really see what was happening. But Tenacious Dave gets taken out by Vanguard. Gets taken out by Geliarfer, but Rocky James quickly sweeping in with his SMGs. And I want to say that both teams are evenly matched in terms of button focus and just overall time, but HAXX did catch up for quite some time there from what I can see. But just both of the teams showing their focus around the objective. Oh, UK Maddie gets taken out by Tenacious Dave. Quickly swooped by Big Boy.
I want to say this is about as close as you can get to the control point.
It's almost neck to neck, I want to say. Just
HAXX had it there for a
amazing.
little bit. Fire bringing it back. Fire now set up, trying to get spawn lock in on HAXX. HAXX regaining those flanks. Now
Oh,
we're seeing a big push by Fire.
what's your mic cutting?
What's up?
I thought your mic was cutting. I didn't hear for quite some time. Anyways, Rocky James with SMG's getting a pick on Airwolf. Looks like HAXX is slowly catching up with that button score, but Rocky James pushing up into their base very deeply. Oh, gets spotted, but that Fire member gets quickly taken out. Fire still has control of the button. I think HAXX has control of the button still quite a bit more. They want to get the control point win. But just players like Geliarfer are just amazing mechanical players that are able to just get most of those 1v1s like previously on that volcano. But Rocky James with SMG sweeping in, getting those picks, making sure that his team has the ability to get around the button. flanking Fire's space, but he gets back to the button quickly. There's a lot of switching routes and focuses by Rocky James.
I was gonna say, I think the roles need to be just a little bit more organized. Stumbling over top of themselves a little bit. Button focus, yes, important, but those SMGs, as controversial as it seems, they had no reason to push that button right there. They had a button player there, and they need to preserve that firepower.
Yeah, you need that firepower to damage the button pushers if you want to get an advantage for the people that are playing around the button.
Accidental shield pick up there, but Fire still hanging on to this lead. 20 points now, 30 points, and it's not showing much sign of stopping. And the biggest issue, I think, is they need to hold on to those flanks. All those resources right now seem to be very much going towards Fire.
Yeah, I want to see what, like, that hold by Tom. Tom had the right side control for quite some time before this. I wonder if he suddenly started to lose control of it, as previously stated. Fire has gotten all the access to the resources.
And one thing to note is Fire's been consistently sending players towards HAXX's dash pickup to steal those dash pickups. So there's been a kind of an unseen battle there. I know most of the action's been around button, but Fire's been kind of sneaking players into HAXX's base. That's been giving them a ton of momentum. But I mean, around button, Fire seems to be winning the majority of their battles here.
Yeah, they have quite a lead.
60 points.
50 plus.
Whew. It's looking really bleak, and we're on the last 100 points. I think Fire have a big opportunity here to take the match. Every second counts now. HAXX needs to make sure every second that button is colored, it has to be red. They cannot give up any seconds at this point.
Yeah, it's really important at this moment in time, as Fire is quickly approaching that end goal of 300 points.
And we're seeing the focus. They are focusing button, but at the cost of all the resources that Fire has access to.
Yeah, I feel like HAXX must be panicking at the moment, with 20 seconds left for Fire to get that 300.
Oh. Only 13 seconds now for Fire, and it's still going down.
See players like Rocky James making their best of their movement and aim and skill, making sure that that the button doesn't appear blue.
Yeah, you can't dash off button at this point. You gotta hold that button. 3 seconds left.
5 seconds left.
No button hold yet, but Fire take the win with an astonishing 300 to 248. This is an incredibly solid win on Fire's part. Looking at a final score, Airwolf taking the top spot on score, only won 1435, but man, that button focus, admirable. Gally Arthur and Tenacious Dave, top frags 42 and 45, their part, carrying the load there. Rocky James doing it all for HAXX, 45 to 20, and top scoring.
I think that's from Kastle. I cannot see the score.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Final scores. The win.
All right, there it is.
Still goes to Fire.
8,910 points for Airwolf there. Must have really been carrying and hitting those buttons really a lot.
Yeah, I want to say Rocky James was a little bit overextended in the number of roles he had to play. Maybe a little more discussion on Fire's part, on HAXX's part next time to make sure he doesn't have to do everything. I think they were missing some players today. They'll have to revise and try again, but in terms of revenge, Fire still take the W. It's their second encounter. Fire win. and have consistently showed that they are the superior team. So congratulations to Fire, the second W. And they're going to be moving on. I think this is the second match for them this cycle. So for them, they are done.
Nonetheless, congratulations, Fire, for on the win. And that should be everything I have to say. Nonetheless, HAXX did give all of their best. We've seen that they really worked on that payload. Really good pushes by HAXX, but Fire just taking the win on the domination control point.
Yeah, they just really brought out some excellent firepower and coordination. Put it on display today. All right, well, that'll about do it today for today's match and cast. I've been Kastle, once again in the booth with Speed. We appreciate everyone coming out and watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. More Dash League content, and we will see you guys next time.
Goodbye, Dash League. See you next time.